We are Shaun, Emma, Rex and Maggie, and in this video we head to Cheddar Gorge and Shaun checks out The Wave, Bristol's inland surf destination. We stayed at the Caravan and Motorhome Club site in Cheddar Village, which meant we could walk from the campsite to the gorge itself and not have to worry about finding parking.
You're having fun there, Emma.
I've just been stung by stinging nettles. Right, you coming out? Come on then. Famous for cheddar cheese, Cheddar Valley strawberries, along with the gorge and caves, the village has some nice gift shops, tea rooms, restaurants and bars, along with a packed bakery and a Christmas shop. We decided not to go into the caves. While they are completely dog friendly, Rex isn't very patient and we were worried about how he would cope with it being so busy. So instead, we decided to head out on the Gorge Clifftop Walk, which is a 4-mile circular route starting from opposite Cafe Gorge. This route sends you in a clockwise direction along one side of the gorge and then back down the other. The path immediately steeply ascends through a shady woodland area. Eventually, it brings you out onto a flatter area where you get a great view of the cliff walls on the other side of the gorge and far-reaching views over the Mendips and towards Cheddar Reservoir and beyond. It's important to say that this walk is not an easy stroll. It requires decent footwear, even in the summer, and a decent level of fitness. There are no fences on the top of the cliffs, so dogs should be kept on a lead at all times, especially as there are goats and livestock roaming. Once you have walked the length of the gorge in this direction, there are some steep steps that take you down towards the road. You then need to cross over and then head up a steep rocky ascent on the other side, taking you back to the top of the gorge. From here it opens out into a grassy area where we decided to stop, rest and celebrate our 15-year wedding anniversary with a glass of bubbly, looking over the magnificent vista. We then started our descent towards Jacob's Ladder, which is free if you come down that way, and headed back into the village for some lunch and a beer. The next day, we drove 45 minutes north to the Wave near Bristol, as Shaun had a gift voucher for a surf lesson which he had booked onto. Access and parking were super easy, even in the motorhome. However, dogs are not allowed on site at all, so I had to stay in the van with Rex and Maggie while Shaun went for his session on his own, which unfortunately meant we couldn't film anything. When he got back, I asked him how he got on. So, you had a gift voucher to redeem at the Wave. How was the process in doing that?
Not the best in the world. I couldn't do it online because the numbers didn't match up. So I tried to ring up, couldn't get through. Took about 48 hours in the end to book the session, but yeah, we got there in the end.
So when we arrived at the Wave, what was the check-in process like?
Yeah, well, there's a massive car park, so that's really good. And then you walk from the car park to a little kiosk, then you check in with them, and then there's a 10-minute walk to the actual pool, which is down a path, cemented path, which loads of people were skating down there. So yeah, if you go there with your skateboard, you can skate, but then you've got nowhere secure to leave it. You've just got to leave it out and about. So depends how happy you are.
So if you take your own surfboard and wetsuit and all that kind of gubbins, you've got to carry that. Yeah,
you've got to carry that for the 10 minute. There's no vehicle to take you up and down. No.
Okay. So I assume once you got to the centre, what happened then?
Well, then you go into the main building. In the main building, you've got a reception desk in front of you, and then you've got a cafe to the left and then a shop to the right. Just go up to the reception desk and then they'll point you in the right direction. So then you go out to the pool, turn right, go down there, and then you go into where they do the wetsuits, book in there, either get a wetsuit or not. I have my own, so it didn't matter. Then they'll point you in the direction of the changing rooms and then the meeting point for the instructors.
And once you'd met your instructor, what happened then?
Yeah, we all did a dry land pop-up and some instructions, about half an hour instruction on dry land with our surfboards, and then we got divided into groups. So the ones that were going on the left and the ones that were going on the right got split up, and then we got sent to the water.
Okay, so when you say you got split up for left and right, what do you mean by that?
Well, all of the people that wanted to go right foot forward and wanted to face the wave, they went on the left hand side. All the people that were regular, so left foot forward and wanted to face the wave, they went on the right hand side. And then we had one guy on ours who was regular, so left foot forward, but he wanted to work on his backside wave riding, so he was with us.
So you can do both, but it's probably that you learn to go facing the wave first.
Yeah, it's easier to do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did your instruction compare to what you had in Surf Snowdonia?
They were saying the same thing, so both of them were doing the same course, structure of the course. At Surf Snowdonia, I had basically the one instructor to two people, so he was more specific, whereas there was about 20 people in the Bristol Wave, so they went through more things. We had two instructors in the left hand side, so basically you have one instructor sitting where you take off and one instructor sitting where you finish the wave, and both of them give you feedback on every wave, on what to do, what you did wrong if you didn't quite catch it right. And so you had a lot of instruction, and it was very, very well executed.
Efficient.
Very efficient. Very efficient.
Okay, and what about the wave itself? So Surf Snowdonia and the way the wave is generated is very different.
Yeah, very different.
So what were the actual differences, and which one did you prefer, I guess?
The wave at Bristol was more like a real wave. So you basically, you have a line up and you sit there, and every 10 seconds it produces a wave that is like a real wave that comes up behind you. You paddle onto it and then you go on the left. At Surf Snowdonia, it's basically like a big reform. So you have this big white water that pushes you forward, and then that reforms into a wave. So you paddle, get pushed forward with the white water, then you pop up and then you go along. So personally, I preferred the Bristol wave because it was just easier to do for me, because I've only ever surfed in the sea. So it was more realistic to that. And also it was so busy. We had about 20 people, and I didn't wait any longer in a pool with 20 people in Bristol than I did with on my own in Snowdonia, because you have the time that it takes for the wave to be generated takes a lot longer in Surf Snowdonia.
Okay, cool. Do you think the course was good value for money?
Yeah, I wish I'd done this type of thing 20 years ago, because I would be a much better surfer than I am now, because I've basically not been a very good surfer for 20 years. So, but now I know what to work on, so I can now go to the sea and I specifically know what I need to work on because I've had the 2 hours instruction. And when you go surfing, you don't have someone stood next to you going, I know you did that wrong, or no, do this or do that, you know. And also you don't have the same wave every time, like every 2 minutes. You basically paddle out, you've got exactly the same wave. That never happens in the sea. So as a learning platform, it's brilliant.
Even better as well than probably going to a surf school in the sea and learning. Cause
I think so. I think so, because you can go and they can generate exactly the right size wave for you. So you know what's coming. Whereas in the sea, which is part of the surfing experience, you big waves, small waves, you never have the same on 2 days. You don't have the same one in 2 hours. So, you know, whereas in the pool, it's just like, it's really good. I mean, if you live somewhere in UK, then fine, you don't need that. But, you know, when you don't surf every weekend in consistent waves, then you do need to learn properly. And actually then when you go to the sea, you're not learning. So you're not annoying all the other people that are trying to surf, because you've got someone that's trying to learn, because it's much harder to learn in the sea.
Cool. Would you go again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I would. For me, it's the same as Bike Park Wales. Bike Park Wales, I like to go and do like a refresher course at the start of every season. I would do the same thing in Bristol or in Snowdonia. So every couple of years you just go, and then you get all the pointers, or if you're just about to get, you know, or before the season, you go there and then you've got something to work on for the time you're going to go surfing. So yeah, definitely.
So your gift voucher redeeming issues wouldn't stop you from going there again particularly?
No, they wouldn't. But, you know, if they got that sorted out, they'd be much better, to be fair. Yeah, definitely.
The other thing is that I couldn't come in with you, so I couldn't, because I had the dogs. And they don't allow dogs at the wave. What did you think when you were inside? What did you think about how they could handle that maybe in the future? I
thought they could definitely have an area that could be dedicated just for dogs, or for families with dogs, or spectators with dogs, definitely. And it wouldn't even have to affect the other people that are there, so you could have it totally separate. And yeah, I think they should look at that, definitely. And also, it's a bit of a stretch to charge everyone that wants to go in and spectate £2. You know, it'd be nice if you gave a couple of those spectator passes to people that are on the courses or that are going surfing. I understand that they don't want just everyone rocking up, getting a coffee and sitting there and clogging it up, so I do understand that. But maybe charge people that just want to come and have a coffee and like hang out, maybe charge them a little bit more, and give the genuine people that are there to surf and to learn, give them a bit of an added bonus. I think the other thing with that is that obviously we travel from Dorset to Bristol, which is, you know, a good 3 hour drive, you know, in the motorhome, and
you know, to them, for me to sit in a car park for best part of 3 hours was
not
wasn't
great experience. No, it wasn't a great experience. So it just depends. If they've got enough people in Bristol that can go there on their own and go surfing, then fine. But if they want to take it to the next level, if you like, and get lots more people going there and maybe make a little resort like they're trying to do, then I think they need to look at that and have a think about it. And also I think they need to think about people staying in their car park, because the people that go in their own vans and stay in the car park aren't the same people that are going to go and get a pod. So if you stop people in their vans staying in the car park, those people are not going to go. They're not going to go, oh well, we can't stay in a car park, so we'll hire a pod. It's totally different people. So if you want to get more people going outside the main season as well, then allowing people to stay in your car park in a dedicated area so it doesn't affect the other car parking. If that dedicated area for vans is full, then fine, charge £5. You know, you get 20 people in there, that's £100. That's all bunts for them, and you'll get another 20 people going and buying coffees and going and having sessions and doing all that. So yeah, I think because there's plenty of room in that car park, so I think you might need to think about that Bristol Wave. So
to sum it all up, overall rating out of 10, what do you give the Wave Bristol?
8.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Yeah, definitely. It's good. Yeah, I would definitely go again. So well done.